Child support in Massachusetts is based upon the child support guidelines. It's a formula that has been amended over the years, but the current formulation of the formula is that it's broken down into 3 categories. One is if a parent spends less than 30% of their time with the child, the number is the highest number that the payer or spouse would pay for child support. The second category is if the parent spends 30 to 50% of the time with the child. And that's a middle of the road, so to speak, child support. The 50-50 arrangement is the third category of child support, and that is generally a lower number than the other numbers. And the way the guidelines are computed are in a shared custody arrangement is they do child support as though one parent would paying child support, and then they do the guidelines as though the other parent would paying child support, and they subtract the lower number from the higher number so that the parent earning the lesser amount of money gets child support. And the theory there is that you want the child to be living in appropriate and similar accommodations. They don't want one parent to be the poor parent and the other parent to be the richer parent. Now, in terms of other things that get paid for, extracurricular activities, private schooling, those generally are decided on a case-by-case basis by the parents. So if, for instance, your child was participating in an expensive sport, yet you believed that that sport was beneficial to the child, my general advice is to get the consent of the other parent in writing, preferably by email, prior to incurring the expense. And we often write that into the agreement, and then that expense would be shared in whatever proportion was acceptable, although generally that's 50-50. Private schooling does come into the issue at times, and a judge would look at whether or not the child had been in that private school for a while and was adjusted to the private school, how long they had in the private school. They are reluctant, however, things change with a divorce, to order one parent to continue to pay for private school if they're also paying child support guidelines. But that can also be negotiated and adjusted.